Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same, highs and lows, highs and lows.
Hello everyone, it is time for a new vlog and I'm once again at my family's apartment and I love filming in this room, and so of course I have to do a vlog, and I think I will have put some b-roll before this, so you've already seen my cats a little bit and you're gonna see them a lot in this video. And so we're gonna talk about books, you're gonna see my cats, it's gonna be fun. So let's talk about what I've been reading and whatever. So I, as always, have some like other video plans. I mainly have one vlog where I want to read like some new super anticipated releases by authors that I love, and so I have like 3 books for that with me that I really want to prioritize, but I also have a lot of other options. I also really want to read a lot of Kindle Unlimited romances. Got 2 books today and all of that, so you know, we still have a lot to talk about. So let's talk about what I'm currently reading. I'm almost at the end of an audiobook, which is When You Wish Upon a Lantern by Gloria Chow. I've been wanting to read this since it first came out. Like the second that I saw this cover, I was just like, you know, that is the prettiest thing ever. It was definitely, I wanted to read this because of the cover. I'm pretty sure I have not read any books. Oh, I did actually read one book by this author that I enjoyed. It wasn't like a complete favorite, but it was, you know, good. And oh my god, I'm loving this book so much. I'm literally at maybe like 80% and maybe 70%. You know, I've read a lot of it and it is so sweet. It is so beautiful. It's like a best friends to lovers romance. They have rival businesses, but they've been really close for a long time. And recently there's been like a little bit of some like weird tension between them. And the female main character, Leah, thinks that Kai doesn't want to talk to her anymore because she basically threw up when they were hanging out. And she thinks that, you know, he's embarrassed by her and doesn't want to talk to her anymore. And Kai is like, well, I think she doesn't want to talk to me because I actually asked her out right before she threw up. And so he thinks she threw up because he asked her out. She thinks he just is now, you know, embarrassed because she threw up. And that is a start. Very funny, you know, and it's just like such a charming story. I love the 2 of them so much. They're so sweet, so cute. I love their friendship. And they basically work on this thing that is like Leah's family, they sell wishing lanterns, and they do this thing where they try to basically make the wishes come true through like actual, you know, like they make a plan and how can they actually make the wish come true. Obviously there's things that they can't do, but there's things that they can do. And so it's just like this super wholesome thing that they start working on together. And so it like forces them back together to, you know, get through this weird tension. And obviously they're gonna fall in love even more. And it is just so beautiful. And I love it so much. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, and like I need more people to read it because seriously, it is as magical on the inside as it is on the cover, and I love it. So I will definitely be finishing that tonight. And then I started an ebook that today I got the physical book of. So I got 2 books. I'm just going to show you that now. So the book that I started that I got is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. I am so happy about this. Recently I made the video where I talked about like my sports romance TBR, and I'm pretty sure this book was on there. And so, like I said there, I really want to read more sports romance. It's been super popular recently, and I'm sure like a lot of people are getting sick of it at this point, but for me, I haven't even like scratched the surface of sports romance to be honest. And Obviously, it's not all that I want to read, but I definitely want to read more of it, and I've been really craving some like super entertaining, addicting romances that like aren't deeply emotional, but they're just super fun, you know? And I mean like my ultimate favorite kind of romance is one that is like sweet, emotional, entertaining, funny, and, you know, makes you feel all the feelings, you know? And like deals with mental health and like all that kind of shit. But I can't always read that, you know? I need some books that are like more chill, that are not gonna like hit me deep in the heart, you know? And I feel like this kind of book is exactly that. And I've now gotten to page 56, and so far it definitely is doing exactly what I wanted, what I expected. It is super entertaining and it's very fun. It's not probably gonna be, you know, like an all-time favorite, but it is a super fun time. And so this is on Kindle Unlimited, and this author already has quite a lot of books, but I found it at the bookstore today. I really love this cover and I just really wanted to read it physically, so that's what we're doing. And yeah, it's super cute, and basically the setup here is that it has fake dating, as you know, the title suggests. And the heroine basically dates her ex's biggest rival because her ex is just, you know, joining the team at the beginning of the book. And she is like the physiotherapist for the whole team. And so she has to be his physiotherapist. And, you know, the ex is this like super disgusting, shitty, horrible, arrogant asshole. And the hero, Rory, is like, you know, he hates him for like who he is in general, but also because he knows how much he's hurt Hazel, and they actually used to go to high school together, like the two main characters, and he definitely has had a crush on her ever since then. And so they start fake dating. He's like very protective. He definitely has that like jock, arrogant player vibe as well, but he's also like, you know, very supportive of her. And she definitely is like kind of honestly grumpy and like rough around the edges, and she's kind of like mean to him, and you know, shit like that. And I do feel like that is very fun. So I like their dynamic. Obviously, I think it's just like this kind of romance and this kind of hero is not for everyone. It is not like my ultimate number one favorite kind, but again, when I'm in the right mood, it is a fun time to read, like, you know, and as long as he's like actually respectful and not an asshole, you know, it's great. But yeah, if you don't like jockey, arrogant, hockey player type people, you're not gonna want to read this. But if you do, so far, obviously I'm not like even a quarter of the way through, but it is a very fun time, and I've heard good things about this. And the other book that I got today, I was headed there for that. Literally, I saw it at this bookstore last time, and I was like, I desperately need it. I desperately need this book. And so I like headed straight there, and they did have it, and that is With You Forever by Chloe Elise. And oh my god, so I think in my last vlog, I talked about the previous book in the series that I read and completely fell in love with, and I adore Chloe Elise, but the first two books in the series I really enjoyed. They were like 4.5 stars, you know, it wasn't like completely absolute perfection. But then I read the third book, absolutely perfection, like everything I could want, loved it every second, and I was like, okay, in that case, I need all the rest of the series in like the physical format. And I'm not like the biggest fan of these UK editions. I prefer the new US ones as per usual, but I was just like, it would be too much of a pain in the ass to try to get those, since there's at least like I think 4 more books after this, or like with this one. And so I just got this, and I am so excited. I'm pretty sure this is Marriage of Convenience, Grumpy Sunshine, and again, like I adored the previous book, and I just know this is gonna be absolutely everything to me. It's also floppy, and I am so ready. So there's a very, very high chance I'm gonna be reading it in here. And so the last thing I'm gonna tell you about, I did also start Check and Mate. So this is the book that I started on the airport, and I did get to page 118, and I've been here for like 3 days. I happened to mean to start this vlog, and then, you know, I just was a lot busier than I expected. But yeah, so I haven't had time to pick this up. It is honestly a lot better to read ebooks when I'm here, because, you know, like when I'm like on the go doing random shit, it is a lot better to just read the things on my phone. But I really hope I'm at least gonna read these 3, because again, like I'm so excited for them. I'm having so much fun. And this one I am loving as well. So this is, you've probably heard of it, so I'm not gonna, you know, get too deep into it, but you know, Ali Hazelwood's first YA contemporary. I do really love reading YA romance, and I was excited about it. I do have to say, it is like a super fun read. It's entertaining, it's great. There's a high chance it's gonna be a 5-star, but So far, the beginning is like mostly, until this point, just about the main character re-entering this world of chess. So she was always super good at chess, and she kind of like dropped it because of some like things that happen in her family, and now she's kind of like forced to pick it back up to enter this like internship thingy or whatever. And there's a guy who's like a super famous chess player, and she like beats him at the first game, and everyone's like, where did you come from, how did you do that? And so they're of course gonna have their romance, and so far they've had like some kind of funny interactions. I'm very excited to see how the romance happens, but it has not really happened yet, and I'm just like, I need more, you know? Do not give a shit about chess. I don't know anything about it. I actually don't even like know how to play it or whatever. I still like it. Honestly, that is a pattern with every single Ali Hazelwood book. Like, I am not a science person. I can appreciate, like, I can, you know, understand the fact that science is cool and whatever. I do think it's cool. It's just absolutely not for me. I'm just like the like artsy kind of nerd, you know? Like books and movies and all that shit, not science. And so even like the STEM things, I don't actually really care about, but I still love her books so much because of like all the other things. And it is fun, you know, that she does dive deep into like all the nerdy things in those directions. I do think that's amazing to have. And so I will definitely be reading this. That's all. Again, I do want to read some ebooks, but I am kind of having a crisis because I got some ARCs from NetGalley, you know, books that are not out yet, that I'm super excited about, and that's honestly what I want to read right now the most, but I don't know if I should talk to you about it that much, because I know, like, people have mixed opinions, you know? Some people prefer to hear about it when the book is out, but I don't know. I might just mention it briefly, you know? But yeah, this is just kind of what's on the agenda, and I will go read, and I'll talk to you soon. Hello everyone, so it is finally time for an update, and I have been reading, but before I actually tell you my updates, I got one more book. So yesterday we went to the bookstore again, and oh my god. When I saw this, it was not supposed to be there. I knew it was coming out. I immediately grabbed it, and the book is The Other Side of Disappearing by Kate Clayborn. I am like, I don't even know what, like, I'm just losing my mind at the fact that I have this book. And I basically, the like first book in the series, or like, I don't actually know if it's a series, I'm pretty sure it is, and that was Georgie All Along. It was the first book that I read by Kate Clayborn, and it was immediately like a new favorite. It was just the kind of book that like took over my heart in such a way that like left me speechless, you know, altered my brain chemistry, and like I will never be the same. And with that book I was like, okay, like I don't give a shit that it's the only book that I've read. Kate Clayborn is also now one of my new favorite authors, and so this immediately became one of my most anticipated releases of this year. Let's talk about the actual updates. So first of all, I finished When You Wish Upon a Lantern, and again, I loved it. It's so cute, it's so sweet, it's so wholesome, it's so meaningful, it's inspiring, it is just like such a warm hug. And if you need a comfort read, something that will just, you know, give you the warmest, fuzziest feelings and make you believe in like the good in humanity in like the little ways that actually matter the most, you need to read this book. Seriously, I have not heard anyone talk about this, and again, like, do it for the cover and then you'll see that the story is just as good, you know? I definitely do want to buy a physical copy of it at some point because it is like one of my favorite covers, honestly. Seriously, it was just absolutely lovely, and I need other people to read it. I know other people are gonna love it, like best friends to lovers, trying to like support the community, bring some good into the world. Like, who doesn't want to, you know, read a story like that? So That's what happened. I have made progress in the fake out. I actually don't fully know when I last updated you, but I got to almost the middle. I got to page 194, and it is certainly too long. I mean, I don't really feel like the pacing so far feels dragged on and, like slow and annoying. But I always say that I don't like when romances, contemporary romances, have more than like 350 pages. I have like kind of read a few more since I like always said that, and I do think it can be done in a like it can be done well. It can be good, but generally I am always skeptical, about it being done well, especially when it's an author that I haven't read from before, but so far I am definitely having fun with this. It is just exactly what I expected, an addicting, fun sports romance. I do think that this kind of writing style is definitely not for everyone. It's just definitely kind of like I don't know what to describe it. I'm sure you guys know, you will know what I like mean if you know. Like if you know, you know? But I don't really know how to put it into words. Also, I have not been filming that much this week, obviously, and I'm like, I have forgotten how to do this, apparently. But just a style that is like super fun, lighthearted, easy to follow, very accessible, and also kind of like smut driven, definitely like feels that way in this book. But I do feel like the characters are solid, and we slowly have been diving into some like deeper parts of their lives as well, which I like as well. But like I think I already said, I need some books that are just fun, indulgent, addicting, and entertaining. Life is hard, and I need some like things to make me forget about how hard life is. And generally, yes, I love books that make me feel less alone in how hard life is, but I also like to forget about that as well. So that is definitely what this book is doing for me. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Again, we have fake dating and making this ex jealous. They're definitely taking it very far. We also have a trope where the hero has been in love with her since high school, and he's definitely like going into this like, wanting to help her and whatever, but he is absolutely into her. So if you like the trope, like he falls first and hard, you need to read this. It is very fun. That's honestly like all I can say about it. Hazel is definitely the one that's like fighting this relationship a lot. She has a rule that she doesn't sleep with people more than once, and she doesn't want a relationship because her last relationship, the ex that they're trying to make jealous was just a dick, and after that, she was just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And so yeah, I do really like that. And so she's definitely the grumpy one. I would call him like sunshine with baggage. I had that thought and I was like, I feel like we get that a lot because he doesn't feel, when I hear sunshine, I'm just like, filled with energy, always positive and optimistic. But I feel like it's also like the fun, charming, sweet one who's like always smiling, there's just like a lot buried beneath. So that is the vibe. I can definitely see why this author is popular. As for Chick and Mate, I have not picked it up, mainly just because, I was more in the mood for an adult romance, but I do think I might pick that up tomorrow. I have been reading some arcs, and I once again don't know if I should tell you about it, but I will mention I did just finish Ne'er-Do Well by Alexandra Vasti, and the main thing I want to tell you is you need to have this book on your radar, and you need to read her novellas that are already out. So check that out. I have talked about them before, but her writing style is just like so lighthearted, so fun, entertaining, funny, steamy, swoon-worthy, romantic, like all the things that you could ask for. It definitely feels like modern and accessible, but there's still that strong like historical romance vibe, and it is just absolutely everything. And this book is coming out in like July or August, so again, I do not want to talk about it too much, but I loved it. And it was strange to read that after reading 3 of her novellas as like the first books that I read by her, because obviously like it was paced differently. It was just like felt like a very different, structure, obviously. But I did love it. And again, please do check out these novellas. Obviously you can read them super fast. They're so fun, absolutely incredible. I love all her characters. Her heroines really stand out to me, and I'm obsessed. So I think that's all. I really, really want to find an audiobook to read. Because again, like when I'm here and like doing random shit, it is best to have ebooks and then maybe audiobooks. But I don't know.
Highs and lows. It's all the same. Highs and lows, highs and lows.
Walking away, your words are lost on me. It's taking everything not to turn around. Throw it away, see if you'll let go of me when you're not holding me. I can see it now. Hey, when I lose, but if I'm gonna lose you.
Hello everyone, it is time for my classic favorite car update, and I hope this angle is okay. I normally set my camera on like my wallet so that, you know, it's not showing much of my double chin, but I feel like this actually is decent. So I have like 10 minutes before I need to leave. And we want to, I want to talk to you. So I actually have made progress in 2 physical books that, I already told you about. So we're just going to get to that later today when I'm back home, because I had a thought, I was like, I want to do the car update, and this is probably the last time that I'm going to be in the car today for, this trip. I don't know, maybe not, but there's a high chance. I love doing the car updates. I just feel like there's something so satisfying about it. Every time anyone, like, when I watch a vlog, when they're in the car, like, I don't know. I also love driving. So, like, I love actually being in the car, so it's just a fun time. So it's a bit stupid, but we're gonna get to that tonight. And I have actually been in such a strong physical reading mood that I don't even, like, want to read the ebooks, which is so weird. Like, it's great, but it's weird, and it's not the best timing, because like I told you, like right now ebooks are like the best option, but whatever. So I also got 2 new books. So my aunt bought them for me in New York, and so I'm also going to show you that. Very exciting. So that's going to be happening soon after this. But today, so I could talk to you in the car, I thought I would talk about the ebook options that I have to try to figure out like what I'm in the mood for, what I actually want to read. Because I don't know. Again, like, I don't know if I've mentioned this in this vlog, but my mood has been so all over the place recently, and I just don't know what I want. And so let's figure it out. Let's try to figure it out. So I have a lot of Kindle Unlimited romances that I want to read, but I've been considering that I would make a 24-hour readathon vlog while I'm still here. And I feel like a lot of these that I'm in the mood for are novellas that would be perfect for that. So maybe not that. I have a book that is like very different that I've been looking at, and I don't know if I'm ready for it, but it is an option that is kind of exciting, or intriguing is a better word. And that is Always Isn't Forever by J.C. Cervantes. And this book I randomly found a while ago when I was like looking at other things, and I really like the covers that are like split in the middle into 2 different parts. And I have read, I think, one book by this author that I really loved, and this is like a whole different genre. This author writes in so many different genres, it's honestly really impressive. But this is like a YA contemporary, but with like a magical side to it, where the main character, her boyfriend dies, and then he like, his like soul is like put in the body of her biggest rival or something like that. I don't know if I remember it right, but either way, it like deals with loss and grief and this like second chance, and like, yeah. And I told myself that I really wanted to read like more painful books this year. in ways that, you know, like I can handle. And I think that, like, you know, reading it in YA, contemporary, or adult romance always is like the best way for me to process the painful emotions. And I feel like I will really love this book. And I am a little bit nervous again, you know, but I think this could be a really beautiful story, and I don't think, like, it's obviously gonna be sad, but I think it's also gonna be just, like, hopeful and beautiful, you know, and that's the kind of shit I love. And so, very intrigued. Am I emotionally ready? We will see. Another incredibly different book that I've been wanting to read for ages, that I'm like, I really should just fucking get to it, is Madame by Sarah Kate. I love Sarah Kate. In this whole series, except for the last book before this one, I literally, like, flew through the books. I read them basically, like, right after they released, and it was always a fun time, just, like, such a fun, easy, solid read that I always just really loved. And this one, I've been so excited for, but I've been procrastinating on for absolutely no reason. And the book before this, I haven't read. I don't know if I want to read it, because I have been learning that I don't really like age gap romances, especially when they're, like, very big. And so I don't know. But this one is like an MFF romance, and I am very excited to get the story for the character that this is about. And, you know, so I'm just like, I should read this. You know, I find it hilarious, the combination of, you know, books that I sometimes read. So yeah. Another option I have is Just a Little Married by Reese Ryan. This imprint I have mentioned before. It's always like 200 pages, super fun, easy to read, lighthearted, a little bit steamy, and, you know, I also really like Reese Ryan. And this should be some kind of like Marriage of Convenience or whatever, something in that direction based on the title. I don't remember. But I do love that kind of stuff. So, strong contender. And yeah, I don't know. I have some of the arcs that I mentioned. I mean, I haven't, like, mentioned them specifically, but I have a few, and I don't know if I should mention them. Then I have some sports romances, and I don't know. I really don't know, honestly. So, guess, yeah, this did not help me figure it out. But I am excited for all of these. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's best if I shut up now and I just figure it out as I'm, like, on the way today. Hopefully I'm actually gonna start something. High chance is gonna be something I didn't even mention, but, you know. So, yeah, whatever. I will figure it out. And in the meantime, you know, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have fun. And we will see each other tonight when I tell you about all the physical books. I'm very excited to share that. Let me know what you have been reading. But I hope you enjoyed catching up in the car, and I will talk to you very soon tonight.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I'm like, oh shit, I've been doing this a long time. Lost in my head, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose this. I'm up all day, all night, replaying our last fight. Now in hindsight, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose this. Yeah, kinda hate myself sometimes. Everything was on the line. Didn't wanna be the one who had to say it. No, I can't rewind the time. Promise I'll put down my pride. Don't look back because I mean it when I say it. But if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
Hello everyone, so before I show you the books, she always sits like that in the box, and like the smaller box in the bigger box. It is so cute. So I feel like this lighting is a little bit shit, but it's the same day, and I will talk to you about the things that I mentioned. Here are the two books that my aunt got me in New York. I'm so excited. So like I asked for them, you know, she didn't just pick it out. So the first one is Stay With My Heart by Tashi Boyan, and oh my god, I don't know if actually, I think it came out in January or something. It was recently. It was one of my most anticipated releases. I've seen Tashi Boyan talk about this on Twitter, and she mentioned something with, you know, if you loved Julie and the Phantoms, you need to read this, or this has like the Julie and the Phantoms vibes, if you didn't know. It is a Netflix show that of course got canceled after the first season, and it is one of my favorite shows ever. It's like a comfort show, and I actually haven't watched it since it was announced that it was canceled. Like, I was just like, my heart can't take it. But I've been thinking, like, I really need to watch it again, you know? Like, I need to, I'm desperate for it, and, like, I just need to, it's time, I'm ready, you know? So I just, like, since I love that so much, if this has any kind of vibe like that, I am so ready. It is supposed to be about love for music. I think maybe there's, like, the found family aspect. And if you might see here, it is a signed edition. And, it is signed, and my aunt literally did not notice. I literally was like, oh my gosh, it's signed. And she was like, oh, is it? So that was really funny. And I also love this cover so much. And I'm so excited. So that is the first one. And the other one also has an incredibly cute cover, which is Give Me a Sign by Anna Sortino. So this one, I think came out last year, and I've been trying to get it. I couldn't find it anywhere. And so I'm so happy that I have it now. Again, love this cover, and it is just such a spring vibe. And all I know about this, that it has deaf representation, and it's a white contemporary. The first blurb here says, a beautifully nuanced representation of deaf culture and what it means to find your voice in a society that doesn't want to listen. And so many things. It says heartwarming and tender coming of age story that brilliantly explores what it means to fully lean into who you are. I think it's gonna be a beautiful story. And I really want to read more books with disability representation. If you have any recommendations, please let me know. It can be anything, obviously in the genre, like contemporary romance type things. I'm so happy. So I don't know if I'll read either of these in here, because again, it has like such a spring vibe. I really would love to read this under the sun, you know, but it actually has been quite warm here, so maybe I'll get to it. We will see. So I finished The Fake Out, and I finished Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So let's talk about The Fake Out. This was a very fun time. The whole time I thought it would be a 4-star. I think it might be like a 3.5 or whatever, something in between that. And I had a great time with this. Like, it was very entertaining, very fun. I liked the main characters. It was a really great time. It's nothing groundbreaking or unique. It didn't make me feel like as much as I would like to, but it was a great time. There were like some kind of stereotypical cliche things a little bit, but not like super a lot to a point that would like completely annoy me. And I did overall enjoy it. I'm still happy that I bought it. I love this cover, and it was a really fun book. And I would definitely recommend this if you like the just, you know, classic sports romance, fun, entertaining, steamy books. It is fun. I will definitely read more books by this author just when I'm in the right mood, when I want something easy to digest and nothing overly emotional. Like, there were some like slightly emotional things, but I didn't really go that deep into it. And if you also like the heroes that are like gone for the heroine and spoil the shit out of her, you will definitely like this. So that was fun. And Check and Mate, I am pretty sure they told you that I started reading it at the airport, and I don't remember if I told you what it's about, but I think I did. And I loved the shit out of this. So I started it at the airport, which is, you know, like a week ago, and I just got distracted with all the other shit. And then yesterday when I picked it up again, I could not stop. Like, I inhaled the rest of this book. It was so fun. It was absolutely everything. It is different, obviously, from Ali Hazelwood's adult books, but I feel like people who love her adult books are still gonna love this. It has her voice and writing style, and it's just so fun. It's so addicting. I loved the connection between them. And at first, the first half, I was like, I don't know about this. And then, like, it just really won me over. Like, Ali Hazelwood literally made me invested in chess. I cannot believe it. I mean, like, I already knew she could make me invested in science, which is still kind of, you know, a challenge. But chess? What do you mean? It was so fun. I loved this. This also has bisexual representation with Anne Mallory, the main character, and I am obsessed. The only complaint that I always forget to mention when it comes to Ali Hazelwood, she does not write the, like, love interest male point of view. Well, please, I need it. And I mean, in the YA, it's more normal, but in the adult books, I am begging for the love interest point of view. Like, I know it's not for everyone. I know not everyone needs it. I know maybe not everyone wants to write it. But please, like, please, you know? So, because I love all of her love interests so much, and I want to be in their head. Like, I would love to be in Nolan's head because he was just like so gone for Mallory as well, and like he was so intrigued by her. He thought she was so impressive, so cool, and it was just like so sweet. And like, I just loved this so much. And again, even if you don't give a shit about chess, you should still read this. Also has some like emotional depth. I loved how like also it's very sex positive and so like open-minded or something. I don't know if that's the right word, but I adored this. I really liked the side characters. There were some like really meaningful things in here that I didn't even expect that hit me really hard, and it was just incredible. So that is my little update on that. And I have not started any of the ebooks. I literally spent all of my traveling today staring at my Kindle app and trying to figure it out. I did not come to a decision, so you will hear about that later. I've been trying to figure out what audiobook I want, also failing at that. But I actually found multiple poetry collections, but one that I think I will read first is called The Moon That Turns You Back by Hala Alian. And this is literally like an hour and a half long audiobook narrated by the author, and I've been anticipating this. This is a book by a Palestinian author, and I just think it's gonna be really beautiful and powerful. I've been desperate for more good poetry, haven't found anything, and I really hope that this is gonna be great. And it is described as a new collection of poetry that traces the fragmentation of memory, archive, and family past, present, and future in the face of displacement and war. Obviously also adore poetry collections that are narrated by the author themselves. I think that makes it like the most powerful reading experience. Yeah, and the last thing I'll mention is I did start a physical book, which is for the other video of the anticipated books, but I thought, you know, I would just mention it, and that is At First Bite by Olivia Dade. Obviously, I just read a tiny little bit, but I'm so excited for this. I just have such a strong feeling it's gonna be absolutely incredible, like a new favorite, the best time ever. And adore this cover, of course, by Lenny Kaufman. I love Olivia Dade, and I'm so ready for this. So I'm gonna shut up, and I'll talk to you tomorrow or sometime soon. I have a few updates. Most importantly, I got new glasses, so this is them, and since I wear it every single day, every little difference is a big difference to me, you know? I'm obsessed with this. The last two glasses that I got, first one, I hate the way it looks. I don't really wear it. Second one is one that I wear all the time. I haven't worn it in like a few weeks, but honestly, I don't really tend to switch it like every other day or like just randomly with my outfit or whatever. Sometimes I decide based on my makeup, but usually I just like pick one that I wear for weeks and I switch again, wear that for weeks, and then I switch again. But I do have a black one that is like thicker than this, and so this is thinner and it just looks more subtle and like softer, but it's like the whole thing is black and I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. Literally, if you like wear glasses all the time, you know how big of a deal it is to get a new pair, and it feels like a new like body part, you know? I never take them off. I literally only take them off like right before sleeping, and I put them on the second that I wake up. I do not wear eye contacts as well, so big moment. I'm also getting my hair done after tomorrow. And so I'm gonna be a new woman, and I'm so ready. Like, both of these things are always a big deal. The glasses obviously are a bigger deal because I do get my hair done. I get my hair done like 4 times a year or something like that. And my glasses, I get one, you know, like every like 4 years maybe. But enough of that. Let's talk about some like reading updates. So once again, have still been incredibly confused. I don't know what I'm doing. So I started an audiobook of After Hours Attraction by Kiana Alexander. I don't think I mentioned this one to you. I've been desperately trying to find office romances, and this is an office romance, and so I already listened to half of it. It's really short, and so that was like another motivator. I thought, you know, it wasn't just like a big decision if I'm gonna read it really fast, but I'm not like fully loving it. Since it's like so fast, I mean, like a lot could change in the rest of the book, and it's just about to get good, I think, you know? So we'll see how I like the second half. There's not really a lot of development in the romance, and it is like a boss and employee, and they have kind of been pining for each other. I do feel like they have chemistry, but they don't know each other well at all, and they're kind of awkward around each other. And, you know, they have like this business relationship, and it doesn't really feel like, it feels a bit awkward. It doesn't feel exciting and sexy, you know? But again, I hope that it's gonna now develop into that and it's gonna feel more fun and whatever. So we'll see about that. But since I wasn't completely loving it, I also picked up another audiobook that I actually started a while ago and I really wanted to get back to it because I love this author, and that is Single Dad's Club by Therese Biari, and so I got to 33% of that. So this one is available as an ebook and audiobook on Kindle Unlimited, which I always love so much, and I'm definitely enjoying it more. I feel like Therese Biari writes such like soft, romantic, and realistic romances, and this one is a single dad romance, obviously. And it's kind of like forced proximity, and she is the nanny. I do like that trope. It is kind of like a more realistic look on fatherhood and how difficult and challenging it is, especially, you know, as a single father and all of that. And I really like that. Obviously, like, I'm not a parent. I don't like, you know, relate to that or whatever, but I think that it is wonderful to have for people who do relate to it, and it is just really nice to see anyways. And I like his journey, you know, trying to just accept that things are hard and that's okay, and doesn't make him a bad dad or anything like that. And I really like that, and the romance already has some potential. Like, it's cute, it's exciting. I can't wait to see where it goes. And also I just love this cover so much, and yeah, so we'll definitely be reading that. And I honestly don't know. Like, I also have been reading an arc that I'm obsessed with, but again, I don't know if I should tell you about it. So I might as well just tell you what it is. And it is The Mistress Experience by Scarlett Peckham. And let's just say I'm loving it so much. I thought that, you know, I'd pick up something else that I could tell you about, but it is so fun. I don't want to read anything else. So, and I think that tomorrow morning I am going to start With You Forever by Chloe Leese. I was I was looking at the pile of physical books that I had, and I was just like, I also, once again, do not know what I want, but this one, I was just like, it was calling my name, but I was like, I don't know if I like want to read it just because it's not for the other video and so that I could talk about it here. But then I was looking at it today, and I need this book in my life. I, again, adore the series. I know it's going to be perfection. And I just, like, I need that experience. And also, the thing that made my decision absolutely clear is I looked at the dedication. The dedication is for the hearts that love differently and the hearts that love them for it. Absolutely speechless. And then there's one of my favorite quotes. That is from Emma. That is, if I loved you less, I might be able to talk about it more, by Jane Austen. And I have literally brought up that quote multiple times in my vlogs. I just feel like it like describes how I exist so much, and the quote is just like really meaningful to me and like so relatable in like so many different ways. And I was just like, this is a sign for me to read this. I feel like, oh my, like I already know that, you know, how much I connected to the previous book in the series, how much I love Chloe Leese's writing and characters and all of that, but this is just like, I think this is gonna be even stronger. And I don't really know anything like about the characters, or it's supposed to be some kind of like marriage of convenience. Grumpy Sunshine, fucking love Grumpy Sunshine. And we have animals, and this year, you know, a gray cat makes me think of Heidi, my baby, and I love that. So I want to start this tomorrow. Hopefully it's, you know, going to be a sunny day. I want to read it in daylight and just have like a peaceful, beautiful morning and afternoon, and it's going to be the best time ever.
But if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose this. If I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. You're gonna lose this.
Hello everyone. So this lighting is horrendously bad and I'm gonna, you know, get up in a second, but I had to show you my baby She is the absolute cutest. I was gonna film like this so that you could see her, but this lighting is so bad. I can't do that, you know, but just, you know, let's take a second. She is the cutest thing in the whole universe, and no one can tell me otherwise. I have something incredibly exciting to talk to you about, which is, of course, With You Forever. And oh my god. I'm losing my mind. You know the meme that's like, you know, screaming, crying, throwing up? That was me, like, on page 1. And I got to page 118, which is not the halfway point yet, but I was like, I have to talk to you, because, like, there has not been a single moment when I wanted to stop reading. And, you know, there were, like, random little distractions, like I got a message on my phone and I had to go get lunch and whatever, but besides that, I'm like, I need to read this book. I can't do anything else. Nothing else matters. Like, it's making me go feral. I'm obsessed with it. It's making me feel things I cannot handle, and it's like the best thing in the universe. I am absolutely speechless. And, you know, again, the quote, if I loved you less, maybe I could talk about it more. I probably said it a little bit wrong, but literally me about this book. And, you know, also like Heidi and many other things. Okay, let's talk about like the actual plot, which is, it is a marriage of convenience. My hair looks so, like, I look horrendous, honestly, but, you know, we have to talk about this book. So, yeah, it is a marriage of convenience, and we have Axel and Rooney, and this whole series is about the Bergman family, and Axel is like one of the sons. And Rooney is basically best friends with Axel's brother's girlfriend. And so she's kind of been a part of their family, you know, like spent like Thanksgiving with them and things like that. And she loves the family, she loves her best friend, and she has had a crush on Axel that she's been trying to hide. He has had a crush on her, and he's like, you know, I need to stay away from her. Like, he thinks that he can't love properly, and he's just like, you know, feels like he could not be enough for her, and so he tries to stay away. And now there's the trope that I've seen quite a few times that I love so much, which is that Rooney comes to like this family like house cottage thingy that's like a vacation house or whatever, and, you know, like her best friend and like another brother tells her that, you know, it's gonna be available free, no one's gonna be there, and of course Axel is there, and he kind of like lives nearby, and the house is like kind of falling apart. There's a lot of issues, and he's trying to fix it and not telling anyone. And so they basically end up having this marriage of convenience because he needs to get married to access his inheritance from his uncle. And of course it has them getting married, you know, clause or whatever the fuck it's called. And on paper only, you know, because they're not obsessed with each other, of course. Their feelings are not reciprocated. I cannot put into words how much I can like feel the tension, the chemistry, the connection, how much I feel like they're gonna like understand each other, how much of a home they will be for each other. I also love them on their own as like individual characters so much. I feel like I can relate in so many ways to both of them, which is really funny because this is Grumpy Sunshine. And so they are like different in many ways, but I already feel like they're so perfect for each other. And I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait for, you know, literally the rest of this book. Like, I need to keep reading. I can't stop. I adore Chloe Leese. She is, like, I mean, I've known this for a while, but she is definitely a favorite author now. Also, this series is absolutely everything. I need the rest. I think there's 3 books after this, and I need to buy those immediately. I have a feeling that it just gets better and better and better, and since, you know, the family is so close and like all the characters are connected and they like appear in the books and all of that, I think that it is going to be the best reading experience if you read it in order. And I just love series that really, you know, just make me care about all the characters, and I'm so invested. I love the fan family vibes. It is the best thing ever. So I'm gonna keep reading this. I'm probably gonna talk to you when I finish it, but seriously, the amount of fangirling I'm like feeling for this, the way my heart is like aching with emotion, is unbelievable. And I'm so happy. Again, you know, I love when I'm stuck in what I want to read and I'm just like, you know, very confused and whatever, and then I find a book that's like, this is it. Like, this is what I need right now. Axel is also basically like a painter, which I love. I did not expect that at all. and he's been like having a, you know, painting crisis block because all he can do is paint her. And he normally paints like abstract art, you know? Oh my god, like, you're kidding me, you know? You're kidding, right? And when it comes to, first of all, like, you know, I don't have to explain that, but second of all, it's actually really, like, there's been some things related to this that really inspired me when it comes to my own, like, writing problems that made me feel seen and heard, and I was like, you know what, it's, like, you're right, you know? So it's also inspiring me to write even more, which has been getting better recently, and I'm so grateful. And yeah.
Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows. It's all the same, highs and lows, highs and lows. Keep all your game, highs and lows, highs and lows.
Hello everyone, so before we talk, Heidi's once again in my bed, and she's the cutest ever, so I have to show you how incredibly cute she is. Plus we're here to talk about With You Forever, which has the cutest little gray fluffy kitten, and it is just absolutely perfect. Just like this book, just like Heidi, just like everything about this. I finished it. I finished it the day after I talked to you, which was yesterday, I think, and I literally, like, I think I said that, you know, there was no way that I could stop reading this, and then as, like, I kept reading, and, you know, I was just like, I absolutely hated the thought of not having the book to read the next day, and I was just like, okay, I need to finish it tomorrow, because, like, you know, I hate the thought of this book being over, and it was just, like, the most incredible reading experience. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I just felt so seen. I felt so much love, so much joy. Everything about this was perfect. And I loved Rooney and Axel, again, like, as characters on their own and together. They're Hannibals and the home and the small town, like the setting, the vibe, the way that they both grew and figured out what they wanted and faced their fears, and it was just, like, so deeply emotional and sweet and lovely and beautiful and meaningful and, like, absolutely everything to me. My heart is just, like, forever changed. And I'm so happy. First of all, I love Chloe Liese with absolutely everything in me. I feel like every single book so far that I've read from her, she just keeps getting better and better, even when it was, like, incredible to start with, you know? And this absolutely is joining my all-time favorite romances. It is my favorite of the series so far. I loved the one before this. I keep forgetting the titles for some reason, since they all, like, have the similar structure. I keep forgetting it. Maybe it's only for you, but I keep checking, you know, the other books, and I just am lost in it. But that one was also, like, an all-time favorite material, incredible. And then I read this and I loved it even more. And I'm just like, oh my god. So I will immediately be buying the other books. And I did actually decide, I think I'm going to just buy the US copies, because I thought it'd be a problem. I think it actually shouldn't be. It's just gonna be a little bit more expensive. And I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, this is all-time favorite books. You know, I want the covers that I love the most. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with this. I just, like, prefer the books that don't have the solid backgrounds, and, like, those covers, the US ones, feel more intimate and they're more colorful, you know. But this book was absolutely perfect. If you have not read this series, you absolutely need to. I think I mentioned it already that, like, I do recommend reading the whole thing. Again, you don't have to, but highly recommend it. My voice is getting weird, but this book is absolute perfection. I'm very happy that now we have all the books in the series, but also now I'm like, I, like, can't handle the thought of it being over. Thank God also that Chloe Liese also has 2 other books in a different series that I already have, and that one should also have, like, a new book, I think, this year. And so, like, we love to see that, and I'm so happy. I don't know what else to say. Like, this was literally perfection, and I'm speechless. So please read it if you haven't yet. And I don't know what else I've been reading. I was reading The Ark. I started reading, I think I actually mentioned it to you, so I did start reading At First Bite. I'm over halfway through. And again, I'm not going to talk about it in here much. You're going to hear it in the other video, but I'm obsessed. It is incredible. It is beautiful. It's also emotional. It's also hitting me in the heart. And after this, I was just like, shit, like I need to read a book that is not emotional. I need something that is not gonna wreck me in the best way. You know, like these are literally like all-time favorite books. Again, like it's everything to me. It's my perfect ideal kind of romance, but I can't handle that in every single book that I read, you know? So I think I need something like easy and like chill, entertaining, you know? So I think I'll wrap it up here because it is going to be long already. I've read some incredible books, and again, I love the thought of having one more video where I can still show you my cats, even if it's going to be a little bit shorter. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, of course, please leave below, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'm going to see you soon in another video. Bye!